Hey everybody, how are we doing? I thought I would do tonight. Our internet has been so bad, so forgive me if we end up starting and redoing. Anyways, happy Friday, everybody. So today I thought, you know what? We have so many new people um, joining us and watching us on our lives that I thought tonight I'm going to do kind of like a talking 101 instead of a large project or a specific theme or anything. I just thought, because today I had several questions actually about basics. So I thought tonight that's what I'm going to do. So bear with me, and we are going to do a quick rundown and give you a little bit of information for each kind of portion as we go. So to start with, hi, my name is Linda, and you are here watching Chalking with Linrex. And I am a independent designer with Chalk Couture, and we are a DIY company. So we have reusable transfers. We have semi-permanent paste, chalk paste, not chalk paint. We also carry inks so that you can do fabrics, glasses, ceramics, metals, things like that, where you need to heat set it to keep it permanent. Whereas the chalk paste is semi-permanent until you seal it with a sealer spray. So something like this, and use a matte, because chalk is basically a matte color. So first off, I'm going to introduce you to some of our tools. One, we have our Chalk Couture Mister. And what this does is when we are doing our chalk paste, and say our chalk paste is a little bit thick, what we're going to do is stir it, and this is perfect because this one is. So I'm just going to give it a squirt of water. This is distilled water in here. And I'm going to stir it because you want the consistency of inexpensive yogurt, sour cream. So, oh, I got an itch. Sorry. And you're going to keep adding 1 squirt or 2 squirts at a time until you get that consistency. One, if your chalk paste is too thick, it doesn't go through the transfer nicely. And then when you lift the transfer, you've got so much thick paste in the screen that you're actually lifting it back up and not leaving the right amount so that the design shows through nicely, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is right at that perfect yogurt consistency, and not Greek yogurt. That's too thick. Just saying. So this is perfect. It's not super runny and it's not thick. This is the perfect consistency. A jug of distilled water is going to last you a long, long time, and it's very inexpensive. This beauty right here is called our multi-tool. And I love this for doing the small detailed stuff. But not only that, right here, what this is actually designed for is to get in there and see how it went right through there. There's a lip on the inside, and this will get underneath that lip so that you're always using and stirring up your paste without getting a bunch of goobers. No other word, just goobers. This is our mini squeegee. This is a small, it's almost like, it feels like the texture of a spatula is what that feels like. And these are designed and made out of this material so it doesn't tear the screens in your reusable transfers. Now, wherever there is white, there's a silk screen in there. It's like silk screening a shirt, really, but you're using a chalk paste. And you want this soft material, but hard enough so that it will scrape the chalk paste through the screen, but without tearing it. So we also have the small squeegee. This is the mini and this is the small. We also go up a couple more sizes, but these are the most utilized sizes. That and my multi-tool. I live for these. Now, this is our silk screen transfers. They are all reusable. They have an adhesive on the back, and that's what makes them stick. Now, you say you forget this video, you can't remember where you found it, where you left it, where you filed it, whatever the case may be. These instructions are on every single transfer package that we have. This tells you how to use the transfer, how to care for the transfer, so you are never without information. Also, I forgot to mention that our chalk paste, see the little arrow right here on our chalk paste? If you lift this up, now it doesn't want to do it for me, but underneath here, no, this one just doesn't want to do that. Anyways, it pulls back and there is information there on how to care for the chalk paste also. Just like on the back of here, it's there. So now when I'm first using my transfers, I take them out of the package. And because I have not used this transfer is brand new. So because I haven't used this transfer, I haven't marked the back, but I'm going to. Because this helps me remember what transfer goes on the back. And not only that, it tells me what side my transfer should be stuck to. So take your finger and you're just going to roll back the transfer. I walk my fingers through to the side and then I pull it back. Now you'll notice the back of the transfer is very shiny, and so is the back of the backer sheet. So those two shiny sides need to stay together. So if you mark the back, you'll know right away that it's the back and not to put the transfer there. But if you put it on here and say you haven't marked it and it stays there for a couple weeks, sometimes you can't separate them. So that's why I always mark them, and then it tells me you don't stick it on there. Okay, let's get down to business, shall we? So this is our board and base. This is one of the most utilized surfaces that we have. This is my favorite. I love this as a starter. If you're just getting into chalking, I love this one. Couple reasons why. One is you can use the front. You can use the back also. Front and back. Now, as of today, they have come out with the board and base, but it has a different stain for the base. And you'll be able to order, 3 o'clock, I think they started selling the new ones. So they're exactly the same. They just changed the color of the base. So you can use it either way, and you will love this. This is one of the very, very wonderful things about the board and base. It has like a porcelain finish on it, so you can do this. And this is because our chalk paste is semi-permanent. Now, I did this in April, so it's been on here for a while, but we have the scraper tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape this off. Sorry, I'm going to get a wipe. I'm just going to clean this up. This is the beauty of the board and base. And because it has that porcelain finish on it, you can use it over and over and over again. You just merely wash it and dry it. That's it. So now we can use the board and base. I'm going to take my finger again and I'm just going to roll it. I'm going to walk my fingers around here and then I'm going to pull it off. This is a brand new transfer. So what I want to do is I want to fuzz it. Now, if you don't have a fuzz cloth, that's perfectly fine. You can use a dishcloth, clean. Just want to specify that. You can use your clothes. You can use whatever that's going to pick up, excuse me, just a little bit of lint just to ease up the adhesive on the back. And then when we're completely done, we are going to wash the back with a disinfectant. A disinfectant wipe, and then it, now I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to go over where the silk screen is, wherever it's clear. That's where the screen is. I don't need to wipe over here because we're not chalking over there. And we've already stirred this. So now I'm going to give a generous portion of chalk paste, and I'm going to put that down. The reason I do use a generous amount to start with is because I find that the chalk paste dries so very quickly. And then I get upset because it's stuck in the screen. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to scrape off all the excess. Now you see that you can see the screen underneath, and that is a perfect thing, because if you can see it, that means you've removed enough of the chalk paste. If you can't see it, go back and take off a little bit more. It does not take a lot to do a project. And I normally have a bath ready, but not today. So what I do is I just give it a little bit of a dry. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can decorate the base. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just showing you the basics here today. Just to give you a rundown of 101. And that is it, guys. 101. So what do you do? Step 1, you would make sure that your chalk paste is stirred and to the proper consistency. The consistency of like a nice inexpensive yogurt. And you're going to do that squirting a little bit of distilled water at a time. Don't do 5 squirts, just in case it's really not that bad. And then if you ever put too much water in your chalk paste, just leave it on the counter open for a little bit, and it'll thicken up just naturally with the air. And then we went over our squeegees, our small, our mini, our scraper, and forgive me, I've got my utility tool in the bucket. Then we have our board and base, and we have the fact that it is going to be coming today in a different stain base, but everything else is the same, including the porcelain finish. And our transfers, we also have all instructions on the back of each and every transfer package. How's that? If you have any questions, even if I can't see them, because right now I can't see anything because, yeah, it's pouring so hard. I'm not sure if you can actually hear it. Anyways, if you want to have any more information, just leave me a message. And when I'm done, I usually sit down and go back and answer all the questions. So thanks, and we will see you on Monday. We're going to take a quick trip to the cabin. So we'll see you guys on Monday.